For most of human history, power was visible. Kings, presidents, governments, institutions. You could point to a building or a capital city and say, that's where decisions are made. But the modern system looks different. Today, many of the systems shaping everyday life are run through digital platforms. Platforms built by private companies. Companies that started as technology firms and gradually became infrastructure. Take cloud computing. A huge portion of the internet now runs on just a few platforms: Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. Companies build their apps on them. Hospitals store patient records on them. Governments host services on them. Banks run financial systems on them. Think of the cloud as something like the electric grid of the digital age. Most people never see it. Most people rarely think about it. But an enormous portion of modern life depends on it working. Jeff Bezos built Amazon. Bill Gates built Microsoft. Larry Ellison built Oracle. Elon Musk reshaped electric vehicles, space launch systems, and now artificial intelligence. And there are many others. These individuals did not set out to run the world. Or maybe they did. Either way, they built companies. Those companies built platforms. And over time, those platforms became infrastructure. For all the talk of the internet, the market, or the cloud, real control may be narrower than most people think. Perhaps a few hundred people, across a small number of firms, steering systems that shape life for billions. Not because every employee at these companies is in control, far from it. Amazon alone has more than 1.5 million employees. Microsoft around 228,000. Alphabet more than 180,000. But the number of people with real authority over strategy, infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and platform direction is much smaller. Another way to understand the modern system is this. Many of the most important parts of daily life now run on platforms most people never see. When you stream a movie, send a message, store a photo, pay a bill, ask an AI a question, those actions feel simple. But underneath them sits a vast layer of digital infrastructure: data centers, cloud servers, algorithms routing information across the planet. But all of this digital infrastructure has to live somewhere in the physical world, inside enormous buildings filled with servers, rows and rows of machines, miles of fiber cables, cooling systems running around the clock. Think of data centers as the factories of the digital economy. Except instead of producing cars or steel, they produce computing power. And as artificial intelligence expands, these facilities are growing rapidly. New data centers are being built across the United States, Europe, and Asia. Northern Virginia has become one of the largest concentrations of data centers in the world. Texas is seeing rapid expansion as well. So are Arizona, Ohio, and parts of the Midwest. Where electricity is available, where land is affordable, and where governments are willing to support the infrastructure. But this expansion has also created new debates, because these facilities consume enormous amounts of electricity. Some large AI data centers can use as much power as a small city. They also require water for cooling. In certain regions, that has raised concerns about local water supplies. Communities have begun asking questions. How much water should data centers be allowed to use? How much electricity should they consume? And who ultimately pays for the infrastructure needed to support them? The point is not that the system is good or bad. It is simply becoming more complex, more interconnected, more dependent on technology, and increasingly capable of operating at speeds far beyond human decision-making. Which brings us back to a question worth asking. Are we still operating by the rules of the old world, or are we already living inside a new one? Many of our institutions were built for a slower world. The systems around them are accelerating, And the future may be shaped not only by governments or corporations, but by the systems we have built to run the modern world. Systems that now influence markets, information, infrastructure, and the environment in which billions of people live their lives. The environment that shapes who they are, how they think, and what they value.